Welcome to Doing Okay. I'm Dan, and today I am joined by my video games correspondent, Christopher. You want to buy Chris or Christopher or Topher?
I like tofu.
Tofu. All right, Tofu it is. Tofu and I are discussing E3 2019 and its many myriad moments. We have top tens.
I wouldn't say many.
Well, yes, okay. Yeah, let's start with that. What are your general feelings about E3 2019?
Usually when I go into E3, I would expect like there'd be some of those games that have been rumored, and then also some surprises.
Yep.
Not a whole lot of surprises. This
Not a
time
whole
around.
lot.
No.
Yeah, Sony sat it out.
And
Microsoft didn't really provide a whole lot of new info.
And yet Sony seemed to have done pretty well.
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing. Sometimes the best way to win the battle is to not engage in the battle at all. I do think Nintendo did an okay job.
Yeah.
They didn't like smash it out of the park, but they did an okay job. All right, so why don't we jump into? I'll do my 10. You'll do your 10, back and forth. Do you want to start? Or do you want me to start?
You can start.
All right, so my number 10 is not really even something I particularly liked, but I needed to talk about it, so I put it on my top 10.
Wow.
Well,
Starting off with something you hated.
No, so I wanted to talk about the Avengers game. Because here's the thing, it's on my top 10 because I fucking love Avengers, and I'm still excited to play this game, but it left me a little unhappy. I think that it doesn't look graphically that great to me. It's like a weird uncanny valley thing where they like kind of look like the MCU characters, but also don't, and so they just look kind of off. And what are your thoughts?
What's the expression? Striking while the anvil is still hot.
Yeah.
All right, so we just had Endgame like a month ago.
Yeah, 2 months ago, whatever it was.
Square Enix probably wasn't exactly 100% ready
To show
for.
it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they had those cinematics. They had the voice actors.
Yeah. And the voice actors are cool. Hey, the voice actors are worth my top 10.
Nolan North, Troy Baker as
Yeah.
Bruce Banner.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that's going to be really cool. And I think the story looked interesting. And I'm excited to play it. I guess the other thing is that they're being very weird and cagey about how much it's a single player game versus a like Destiny like. Because like literally they came out and they were like, hey, it's not going to have any loot boxes, but it's going to have all this free DLC. And I was like, okay, but what's the game? Like, that's the first thing they said. I'm like, first explain to me how this thing that looks very much like a single player game is going to have all of this multiplayer stuff.
I mean, can they like? The only thing I can think of is Marvel Ultimate Alliance type.
Yeah. But they're saying like they'll add regions, and I'm like, from what they showed us, I didn't even think it was going to be open world, but adding regions makes me think it's going to be open world. Yeah, it's just very interesting. I mean, either way, I'm still excited to play it, so it gets on my list. What's your number 10?
My number 10 is Fallout 76. Now, bear with us. When it launched, oh God, was it a dumpster fire. Almost as bad as what Anthem.
I was wondering if that would come up.
It came up last time, and it's coming up again. And I haven't even touched it since.
Yep.
But it was pretty bad. And I have been following this YouTuber. Recently, he's like, they've been making changes and, you know, supporting the fan base. So now it's getting better. And then they said, one, that we're going to have DLC with NPCs, which is what I missed from Fallout 76. It was completely dead before. And two, they're doing a free trial right now. And like that sounds perfect for jumping back in and seeing if I like it or not.
Yeah.
And you know, so far I'm liking it, and might take advantage of the fact that it's gonna be 50% off.
Yeah, and in some ways that is a surprise that they actually are able to seemingly turn it around, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Hey, have you tried the Battle Royale thing at all?
I have not. I actually try to stay away from those.
Yeah, not a fan.
No.
All right. My number 9 is Watch Dogs Legion. Ooh. Did you see this at all?
I did, and that's actually higher on my list.
Higher on your list. Okay, so here's the thing about Watch Dogs Legion. is it looks fucking cool. I just feel like it might be too overwhelming for me to actually want to play. So that's why it's number 9 for me.
Okay, that is fair.
Yeah. Because I'm like, so Watch Dogs Legion, if you don't know out there, what's really cool about it is there's no real main character. You can just be anyone. And the demo they showed going from like, hey, you're looking for this one guy, but then you die and it's permadeath. So then you go over to this old woman and then she like finds out information. And then you jump over to this African-American woman and she saves the original guy. And then you become the original guy. It's just fucking cool.
Yeah.
It's some crazy ass tech. I wonder do you think they'll be able to pull it off in the long run?
I think so. I actually saw some actual game, like the alpha build, not the what we're showing at the showcase.
Yeah.
And while it looks a little bit rough, it is alpha.
Yeah.
The switching around did look really cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think the fact that like everybody assumed it would be like a winter game because it would be like instead of Assassin's Creed or whatever. The fact that it's in March, I feel like shows that they are still working, like they still have significant time to work on it. And
that they're serious about it. And they're like, oh, this is what we have for November this time.
Yeah, exactly. Well, I mean, that's an interesting running sort of theme is that like almost everything was announced for 2020. And there was so many 2020 games.
And no, really, I mean, there was the story builder content for Assassin's Creed Odyssey, but no new Assassin's Creed. Yeah. I'm actually surprised.
Yeah, I mean, I think we knew there wasn't one going to be... I knew there wasn't going to be one this year, but I thought they might announce next year's. Yeah. Especially because I think there's already rumors about what it's going to be.
Yeah, it was something in Division 2.
Yeah. Okay, so that was my 9. What was your 9?
My number 9 was Final Fantasy VII Remake.
Oh, okay. This looked cool.
Yes. I actually did not play the original Final Fantasy VII, and I feel like at this point
it's too bad.
If you know the graphics for it, I'd be kind of removed from the beauty that is Final Fantasy VII.
You cannot go back to PS1 and 64 era.
No,
it just looks so bad.
There's some games where you can. Yeah. This is not one of those. I'm sorry. I know that hurts some of you.
But the remake is pretty.
It's so gorgeous, and the fact that it's the beautiful story that they told back in the 90s, and it's also very pertinent to today.
Mm-hmm. Cool. Yeah, and I think I liked that you could sort of jump between characters too. It seemed kind of cool, and the fact that they were making it so like you could be more action oriented if you wanted to play it that way, or if you wanted to play like the more RPG way of like stopping time, you could do that.
Right.
It looked cool. I was interested in that too. It's not on my list, but it was cool. My number 8 is Gods and Monsters. Do you remember this? I don't know if you would have clicked on this trailer.
I did not. So I saw that like, okay, that's neat.
Yeah. So Gods and Monsters is only on the list because I'm like interested in finding out more, really. It's a game from Ubisoft. I think it's where they ended out their conference, and it's from people who work on Assassin's Creed, but they were like, we wanted to do something fresh. And it looks kind of like Breath of the Wild, but like obviously more HD.
A game you should look into that they've done a trailer for. I believe it's called Towers. It's like Breath of the Wild, but it's a multiplayer.
Interesting.
Yeah,
it almost looks like what I would want like a Kid Icarus game to be. So I hope it comes out to something cool.
My number 8 is this is actually from before E3, just a little bit before. Was Destiny 2 Shadowkeep. I believe that's what.
Yeah, that sounds right.
Yes.
So yeah, I mean, it's an interesting E3 because a bunch of things are like not exactly on E3. They're a little bit before E3. Like we're gonna talk about probably the Pokemon Direct and all that stuff too. So.
Yeah, but it counts. It was all in the season of E3.
Yeah. The broader E3 vernacular.
So I'm excited about this. I've been playing Destiny since the very beginning, from its both of its rough starts. Very excited for the big changes that are coming. You know, it's becoming an MMO. It's going free to play. So I mean, you're not really much.
I mean, I know. I don't play it, but I know.
I'm saying not much of a FPS. But now you can, if you wanted to, you can jump in for free.
Yeah. But the actual
and cross saves.
yeah, that was cool. I heard about that. As a side note, I don't think either of us are going to have anything about Stadia on our list. How do you feel about Stadia?
I am cautiously optimistic.
Yeah, I am too. I mean, I have actually good internet. I feel like a lot of people don't. So
I'm one of those people that
yeah.
do not.
Yeah. So I'm like, to me, I'm not necessarily somebody who jumps onto something super early. So if there's games that are like third party games that come out for like the new Xbox or the PS5 or whatever, and I'm not like gonna necessarily immediately jump on and buy like a $400 console, I could see me jumping on to $10 a month and play Stadia.
Mm.
My number 7 is more of a moment than a game. It is Banjo-Kazooie coming to Smash Brothers. Now, I actually never played Banjo, so that's why it's only at this point. But it was definitely one of the bigger surprises, I feel like, of E3. He's a cool looking character. I'm excited to play him. I love Smash Brothers. And just the fact that they like were able to play nice between Xbox and Nintendo to make that happen, I think is really cool.
The thing is, Banjo-Kazooie, that was...
originally Nintendo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
the fact that they actually made that happen. That was one of those. I mean, that's one of those things that like you would want back in like Melee, and you'd be like, that'll never happen. And now they actually got their shit
people
together.
have been clamoring for some rare representation, and you're not getting Conker.
Well, the thing is, I'm also like, I mean, I watched some of the gameplay, and he actually seems like a fun character, and like the fact they started the direct with Dragon Quest, and I'm just like, I don't need another fucking magic sword fighting guy in my Smash Brothers. I'll take a bear. I need more bears in Smash Brothers. Give me Ursaring.
My number 7, again, pre E3,
Mhm.
is Death Stranding.
Mm-hmm.
Now, the reason it's not higher
Mm-hmm.
is because even this far into it,
We don't know what it is.
I have no earthly idea what. I mean, I got maybe a little bit of a hint,
Yeah.
but it looks gorgeous. It looks terrifying. It's amazing. I'm gonna play for the whole thing and still not know what the hell
I'm
happened.
sure that will happen for most people. My number 6 is another moment, not game. It was the Nintendo World Championships. I don't know if you were able to catch any of this.
I did not.
Yeah.
I was just did the conferences.
Yeah, I've skipped it in the past, but I was bored on Saturday when there was only EA, and so I popped in, and you know what? It's actually a lot of fun. It's way more like produced than I would have thought. Like they have like actually good commentators going on. They were playing Super Mario Maker 2 with levels that people had never played before. That were like crazy advanced levels where you had to do like especially the finals where like they had to like hit Bowser like 12 times without dying, which was like very intense, and they were like slipping on ice and shit. It was just very frantic and cool. And then so that one was really fun because especially it was like nobody knew what the levels were going to be. And then also Smash Brothers, I particularly enjoyed that the final match of Smash Brothers, the person who won was using a Mii character. And it was like very clear that the opponent had like almost never fought against a Mii before. It was really great.
All right. So my number 6 is Jedi Fallen Order.
That is my number 1.
Really?
Yes, so we shall talk about this.
So should I just keep quiet now?
No, go right ahead, yeah.
All right. So I am very excited. The last like Star Wars game that really focused on a Jedi before this was I want to say it was the
Force Unleashed?
Yes.
Yeah.
So where you were a Force tank.
Yeah.
And you just kept taking shots and you'd be fine.
Yeah.
I like the fact that you have to be strategic for this.
Yeah.
That, you get shot too many times, you're done.
It was the most of any like the gameplay demos that were shown at I mean, I know EA Play wasn't really a conference, but conference-ish things. It was the most gameplay where I was like, this is a game I want to play. Like, I definitively like am enjoying watching this. The combat looks awesome. The fact that you could like stop bullets midair and then bring the person into their own bullet and shit. I love the little droid and how he's like your backpack almost. I think it looks really fun. The story looks cool. I
Yeah.
like that, like the time period that it's set in Star Wars. I'm definitely gonna buy this.
Yeah.
Yeah. My number 5 was Pokemon Sword and Shield. Is that your number
Exact
5?
exact same.
I put specifically the introduction of the wild area, which I think could be very cool.
Yes, if you had watched our previous discussion about Pokemon,
Maybe I'll link at the end of this.
yes,
Yeah.
you get to look. You get to use the camera, look around.
Mm-hmm.
The Pokemon are in the wild. You can
Yeah.
see them.
It's very exciting. I was thrown off at first because I know you could also go in the grass and find Pokemon, but I like
Yes.
that you can choose to go after them.
Right.
Yeah.
And they have the Pokemon just out wandering, and then they also have they do have the random encounters.
Yeah.
And I wonder if maybe there might be an incentive to go after the random encounters.
Yeah. Well, I also wouldn't be surprised if the random encounters maybe have rarer Pokemon. Yeah, I think it's cool. I like the mechanic of like the raids and the giant Pokemon.
I'm actually looking forward to doing that with you.
That would be a lot of fun.
Yo,
I
me,
think,
you, and Amory.
Yeah, that'd be a lot of fun. So yeah, I think this new Pokemon Direct, again adjacent to E3, is made me a lot more excited for this game.
Yes.
And I like a lot of the new Pokemon they also revealed. That like Raven looking thing was really cool.
Corviknight. Yes.
Yeah. What do you think about the legendaries?
A particular picture I saw was person. It was like a puppy with a knife in his mouth, and then another dog shoving his face through a piece of bread.
That's great.
I do like the idea that they're potentially rival-ish,
Yeah.
but in the end they also are like
Best as a pair.
yes,
Yeah. I'm interested. I actually, seeing them, I am considering Shield
really.
over Sword. I think I like him better, but I'm going to wait to see, like, in general, what Pokemon are exclusive to what before I make a decision.
I mean, I already have a dog that doesn't play fetch. I'm going to go for the one that can. It got me a sword.
Yes. So my number 4 is Cyberpunk, which I assume is also on your list.
That is my number 1.
Yeah. Very cool. Amazing, like, story trailer, the Keanu reveal. You take it away. It's your number 1.
Given the gameplay that was shown several months back, and this combined, it makes me think this isn't like a story fixed point. This is something that could happen. So,
Yeah.
like instead of all the shit that went down, you got too loud. Now it's like cool. That was nice and clean.
Yeah.
And
like
he
the job went well.
he might still betray you.
Yeah.
But it might be under different circumstances.
Yeah.
Your friend might actually live. You might not even meet Keanu.
Yeah.
Keanu.
And also him just coming out was a great moment too, and his
You're breathtaking.
Yeah, it was great. And I read a little bit about, like, because they showed more behind closed doors
Yes.
after, and the fact, like, I like the fact that you can, if you put like a bunch of stats into like your strength. Well, let me start. If you put a bunch of stats into your like hacking, you can like hack through all these doors and then also like control people's arms and make them shoot themselves or like open their own grenade on themselves. But then if you don't do that, if you like put all your stuff into your strength and be like, oh, how do I get through this door that I hacked before? You just
will
rip
rip it
it off.
off.
It's kind of amazing.
Of course,
So,
if you can just be cool and then like, hey, open up. All right.
It seems like a very cool game.
Yeah.
Definitely interested in that.
My number 4 is Breath of the Wild sequel announcement.
Mm-hmm.
I thought that was just going to be just more DLC.
Yeah.
Especially
Definitely cool.
It actually a little concerning, however.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if they're going to be using the same map.
Yeah.
I mean, there isn't a reason they shouldn't use the
Yeah.
same map unless like whatever happens causes massive.
Yeah, my assumption is they'll do some sort of like shifting the current map, but like still using the underbelly of it. But
Yeah.
Very interesting. I wonder how long it'll take to get that game.
I would say maybe like a year and a half, maybe.
Short hair Zelda, pretty
Yeah,
cool.
yeah.
I want to play as her. I wonder if they'll actually.
There was all sorts of like armor on top
Yeah.
of Link's, so I wonder if that's
Yeah.
gonna be a mechanic. Like you have like a under.
Oh yeah,
So yeah,
cool.
Yeah.
Very cool. My number 3 is Deathloop. Did you see this trailer?
I did,
Yes.
and it looked very interesting.
Very interesting. Obviously, I need to see like actual gameplay and like what the fuck this game is. but Deathloop, if you didn't watch it, is a very cool looking trailer. It's sort of mixing like 70s funk style movies with sci-fi and like Edge of Tomorrow. Like,
Now, this is the same group that had made Dishonored.
mm-hmm.
And
people love the fuck
yes,
out of it. Yeah.
it's a good game.
Yeah.
So I'm not too concerned about it being too linear.
Yeah. You can attack things different ways. I'm also interested in whether you'll be going back and forth between the two main characters. I think it's interesting that it's like one person's trying to keep the loop going and one person's trying to break the loop.
Right.
They just seem like really cool characters, cool style. I want to know more. Yeah, one of the better trailers in my opinion. What was your number 3?
My number 3 is Outer Worlds. Now,
yeah.
At this point, we're getting into like very, very small details separating these last 3 games for me.
Yeah.
But Outer Worlds, I was watching Firefly the other night, and I immediately thought of this game.
Yeah. That's a good thing.
Yes. It's very reminiscent of that. I'm excited that it's Obsidian, the creators of Fallout New Vegas. That was a fun game. With Fallout 4, no matter what you did, you were a soldier.
Mm-hmm.
With Fallout New Vegas, and probably with this game, I got to be a doctor.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Nice. I like that.
Actual role playing.
Yeah. Nice. And what they showed, I remember they showed a trailer. Did they announce, is there a date on that yet?
Yes, there is.
Yeah.
I believe that is actually later this year in November.
Cool. My number 2 is Link's Awakening. I just fucking love that art style. I think it looks cool. I get overwhelmed by like super big open world games. So honestly, like I'm more excited by a little Game Boy game made prettier than I am by Breath of the Wild 2.
Yeah, and with it being, it's actually familiar territory for a lot of people. It's just very, it's gussied up.
Yeah,
That's not a bad thing.
Yeah. Still wish it was $30, but it looks so pretty, and I'm definitely excited. Like I'm definitely gonna play it. And I guess the more I see of it, the more fun and whimsical it looks. So
my number 2, we have Watch Dogs Legion.
Okay.
Now I actually held back my points on
Yes.
this. So, everybody can be a player.
Yeah.
And I watched another video on this. It literally is anybody.
Yeah.
If you're in an area and you're fighting a bunch of guards, if you decide to knock them out instead of kill them, you could recruit them later.
Wow. That's
Yes.
cool.
And this whole system kind of reminds me of the Nemesis system for
What was that game?
it was Shadow of Mordor and Shadow of War.
Yep.
I had talked to you before about how that should be implemented in other types of games. Not just this
One
Yeah.
thing. Yeah.
And it might not be exactly the same,
Yeah.
but you might not be able to create your own stories type thing. But like during a gameplay video, they were like, this character he has an uncle, a cousin, and if you were to kill the uncle, this character
He'll
will be pissed.
remember.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he'll remember. He'll be pissed off. He be a lot harder to recruit.
Yep. I remember I heard something like if you kill someone's spouse or if someone's spouse dies or whatever, they'll like start going to the cemetery, and then like if you wait long enough, they'll go date somebody else.
Yes, they in the same gameplay video they had the characters have schedules. So like okay, it's 2 a.m. He's gonna be here. So
it's very fascinating to me that they're putting this gamble on Watch Dogs, which does not sell particularly great.
I actually really like the second one.
I know a lot of people like the second one, but I also know the second one didn't do amazing numbers, and I feel like this has to be a huge ballooning budget for this third one.
Well, I mean, there's no Assassin's Creed coming out this year, so maybe that's what they're pouring it into. Yeah.
Very interesting. I'm definitely intrigued. I don't know if I'll play it, but I will definitely watch people play it.
Okay.
Yeah. I'll have to come over and watch you play it. So we
can do a Let's Play.
Yeah, sounds good. So we both already said our number ones. Do we want to like do you have anything else you want to say about Cyberpunk, or should we just be like, yay, Star Wars and Cyberpunk?
I'm looking so forward to Cyberpunk because like you can watch a let's play of that, and their stories will be completely different and they'll be completely different from your story.
Mm-hmm.
You can play it however you want.
Yeah, that's very cool. All right, cool. Thank you guys so much for watching. Let us know what your favorite moments and games from E3 this year were. What were you disappointed about? What were you surprised by?
What were you
All
looking
that
for?
stuff. Yeah. And
I mean, are you disappointed that there was no Bully 2?
was that something people actually thought was going to happen?
I was hoping for that.
That would be cool.
The thing is, like, once Microsoft was over, like, okay, they're not.
I want fucking GameCube games. I'll pay for them.
Yes.
Just give me fucking
the Wii.
GameCube
The
games.
Wii had all this stuff.
It's so weird. I would pay for Wii games.
Yeah.
At this point.
Yeah.
I'm nostalgic for the Wii. That's how fucking old we are now.
You could definitely make Wii Sports work with the Switch.
Oh my god, I'd love to play Wii Sports again. Anyway, on the note of Wii Sports, I hope you guys enjoyed this, and I'll see you next time.
Adios.